Yo, what is good, fellow Goyam? Today, I'm going to be breaking down my predictions for UFC 329. Let's get right into it. First of all, I'm not going to be going over every fight, so if you're here to see me break down fucking Tracy Cortez and Kai Kamaka III, fucking just click off this video right now. I'm not doing that. A couple guys I do want to go over, though. Damian Pinos, he's fighting Cesar Almeida. He's more or less undefeated. He's 9-1, I believe, with one DQ loss. He's a very, very hyped prospect. I expect him to show out. And then also Adrian Yanez versus Cody Garbrandt. He's going to beat the fuck out of Cody Garbrandt. I'm hella sad that Ethan Ewing pulled out, but irregardless, I think the prelims are very stacked for this card. And then getting on to Mr. Loophole himself, Mr. Steveson. No, there's no point in doing a breakdown on his fucking fight. He's minus 4,000 against Elisha fucking Ellison. He's going to go in there, take him down in round one. Rogan's going to be like, this guy's the future, man. Man, he's already there on Josh Hogan's level. He's already there on Cyril Gane's level. I mean, how long before a title shot? That's the real question. We're going to be hearing that fucking bullshit from Joe Rogan. This dude's a fucking rapist. I cannot wait for Josh Hogan to smoke him, but let's be honest, he's going to get an easy-ass win. First of all, the first fight I want to get into, Robert Whittaker versus Nikita Krylov. I'm going to go with Robert Whittaker by decision. This is obviously his first fight at 205, so it's really hard to, know what he's going to look like, but Krylov is very slow and plotty on the feet. I remember watching his last fight with Modestas Pekauskas, and he just did not look good. He's very unorthodox on the feet, and he has a really bad chin. He got chinned by Guskov. He got fucking chinned by Dominic Reyes really badly. To be honest, apparently Modestas Pekauskas has no steam in his fucking hands because there's a lot of points in the last fight where he should have knocked him out, so I don't know how the fuck that happened. But yeah, Whittaker is going to have a significant speed and technique advantage. I don't really need to explain that. Just watch both of them. Also, lighter man skill. He's going to be faster. He's going to be throwing that 1-2 head kick, and I think it'll give him a lot of success. I do not think that Whittaker will have enough power at 205 to put him away. Like, he's never been really known for being a power puncher, even at 185, so going up 20, I just don't think he's going to have enough power to put him away. But also, Krylov, he actually has very good grappling. I want to say he has like 16 submissions on his resume, so if he implements grappling and uses his size, it could be interesting. However, I do think Whittaker will speed mog him, hit him with the 1-2s, hit him with the jabs, calf kicks, and I think he'll win a decision. Yeah, not a super compelling fight, to be honest, but should be fairly interesting. And then oh my God, I'm so happy the UFC put this on the main card. First main card fight of the night, King Green versus Terrence McKinney. I've been going back and forth in this one, but hear me out. I'm going Bobby Green by KO. That is risky as fuck, I know, but just let me explain. Green, for his age, he actually has really good movement and really good footwork. I think he's not going to be retarded, even though he talks like a retard. He's not going to be retarded and just go in there and brawl with McKinney instantly, which is just seems like a lot of people do that for some reason. He's going to avoid the craziness. He's going to move around. He's going to have his hands down, be talking shit to him, jabbing at him, moving away. And then also, McKinney's chin is sus as fuck. He's been knocked out a lot of times, got knocked out cold with a flying knee by Ismail Bonfim, I think his name is. Been hurt by a lot of other guys, got wobbled really bad by Chris Duncan, and then Anaconda choked, I think, after. And basically, everyone knows what this is. Green literally just needs to survive 5 minutes. He survives that first 5 minutes, he's going to fucking style McKinney and finish him. I think pretty much everyone can agree on that, and once again, just the second round, if it gets to the second round, he's going to look like the greatest of all time. Like, people say this about him. If you showed a casual King Green versus Daniel Zellhuber, you'd be like, holy fuck, this guy's actually the GOAT of the sport. You show casual King Green versus Jim Miller, they'd literally think this dude is the GOAT, bro. So he's going to be styling on McKinney in that second round. And then, bro, I'm not going to read out all the names, but just look at Terrence McKinney's record. Any single semi-decent opponent he fucking faces, he loses to. And we can all agree, King Green's fucking good, bro. He's demonstrated that time and time again. He only loses to really good guys like Roofy and Patty. And then also, I don't know if y'all have seen Bobby Green or King Green's custom shorts. So fucking fire. It's risky. I'm super excited. Wouldn't be surprised like anyone would if McKinney just goes out there and smokes him, but King Green's one of my favorite fighters. I think he can weather the early storm, come back, knock out McKinney. Next fight. Loner Kavanaugh versus Brandon Royval. Goated ass fight. Like, when I saw this card announced, I was probably most hyped for this one. I am going to go with Kavanaugh by decision. I was so impressed by Kavanaugh in his last fight. He stepped up on short notice at elevation in enemy territory against Brandon Moreno and fucking styled on him for 5 rounds. Nearly had him finished in the second round. I should probably go rewatch that actually before this fight. And then Royval, he took a lot of damage in his last 2 fights. I know the Van fight was close, but he took a lot of damage in that, not near as much as Van did. And then he got dropped at the end. And then after that, Cap, I mean, we know he's the hardest hitting 125 fighter ever now, but he just went in there and fucking smoked him. So, I mean, when you're talking about momentum for both these guys, it's night and day. And then also, there's a clear striking and speed advantage for Kavanaugh. I think pretty much everyone understands this now after that Moreno performance, but Kavanaugh is easily one of the fastest guys in the UFC. He's got crazy technique. He'll throw calf kicks, spinning wheel kicks, body kicks, jabs, 1-2s, 4-punch combinations. Like, he can really do everything on the feet. And then also, like I've been explaining, in the last 2 fights, Royval has shown very, very clear weaknesses against smaller, slick strikers, Van and Cap. And I know what you're saying. I'm not ready to put Kavanaugh on those 2 guys' levels yet, but I just think he's going to give him a lot of problems. However, I do think this is going to be close. Royval is just so fucking tough. I can totally see this being a split decision, maybe like a 29-28 unanimous to Kavanaugh. Even like a super gritty fight where it's like a split decision for Brandon Royval. That wouldn't surprise me. I think this is going to be a really good fight. Royval, he really should incorporate his jiu-jitsu and his grappling. He's got phenomenal grappling, but I doubt it. He's going to do what he always does for us and put on a fucking amazing fight. But as of right now, I just think Kavanaugh is going to outpoint him and, get a pretty clear, maybe 30-27, 29-28 decision win. Next one. Mario Bautista, bedtime in disguise versus Sandhagen. As of right now, I'm going with Bautista by decision. Bautista is coming off a crazy dominant win over Vinicius Oliveira and a really good performance against Umar in hindsight. Like, I know the scorecards were 30-27, but he had that ankle pick in the first round. I think that's what it's called, or a toe hold. That was really close, had me jumping out of my seat, and then dropped him with a step-in knee, hurt him really badly. Bro, Sandhagen didn't have any moments like that at all in their fight. I remember, I'm never fucking rewatching it, but I remember Sandhagen literally just Granby rolling for 25 minutes and doing fucking nothing but defensive grappling for his fight with Umar. And then also, we everyone knows this with the beakers and test tube shit. Corey has such a problem pulling the trigger. And that is so evident in both their performances against Umar. With Bautista, he came out there right away. I think Umar tried to take him down, immediately goes for that submission, balls to the wall. I think the second round or third round comes out immediately, hits him with that step-in knee. Like, he doesn't care. And same thing in the Patchy mix fight. He just comes out, does his thing, doesn't have a problem pulling the trigger. If Batista wants to do something in a fight, I think his mind will 100% let him do it. Whereas, like, with Sandhagen, I think it's like 1 out of every 5 things that pops in his head to do, like, he'll actually do in a fight. He's got such a problem with that. And then also, I can see Bautista mixing in the grappling, especially wall hugging. I mean, I know it's a joke, but we've seen in the Aldo fight that he's actually really good at just holding people against the wall. So honestly, I can see this fight being kind of boring. I can see, Bautista hitting with a couple jabs, 1-2s, Corey's backing away, trying to ping him, and then he gets in deep on his single, just holds him, against the cage, knees him against the thigh. Unfortunately, even though everyone thinks this is going to be, well, we know it'll be a technical fight, everyone thinks it's going to be a banger. Unfortunately, I don't really see it that way. I think sort of a crafty 29-28, maybe 30-27 for Mario Bautista. But, I mean, Sandhagen, he really has to bounce back after the Marab loss. So, who knows? Maybe he comes in there and we don't see the, trigger-shy Corey Sandhagen and can actually go in there and throw what he wants. But as of right now, I am going to go with Mr. Bedtime Disciple. Paddy Pimblett versus Mr. No Shower, Benoit Saint-Denis. Fuck, since this got announced, I've been going back and forth, but hear me out. I'm going to go with BSD by KO. Just listen to my logic here. Paddy's best win is legitimately Michael fucking Chandler. He doesn't have a single current top 15 win, whereas BSD has multiple. And BSD, I mean, other than that Poirier loss, which is like, it's Dustin fucking Poirier, and then Moicano perfectly catching his left kick and then raping him in the first round, which both of those dudes, those are not bad losses. Other than that, he's been time and time and time again proven his toughness and his drive to win and his ability to bounce back from adversity. Just Paddy hasn't really proved that to me yet. And this is, I bet like 50% of people that when they saw this matchup, they thought this would happen. This will happen. BSD is going to shoot a shitty takedown. Paddy's going to pull a guillotine, 100% thinking he's going to get it. And then Rogan's, oh my God, that's close. And then BSD is going to pop out. He's going to end up in like half guard or full mount. And Paddy's going to be on the bottom. And then BSD is going to start hitting him with ground and pound. And I think Paddy will get, I'm not saying like the first time this happens, it'll be over. But I think that's going to happen a couple times. And it's not going to go good for Paddy. Also, Paddy's chin, it's legendary. Everyone knows Scousers don't get knocked out. He proved it in that last fight, but we've seen this. We've seen this time and time and time again. After you fight Justin Gaethje, your chin is never the same. Ferguson's chin, never the fucking same. Topuria, we haven't really been able to see yet, but I think everyone can imagine him and Paddy's chins. They just can't be the same after going through wars like that. And let's be honest, I'm just going to be honest, I'm not confident at all. I've been going back and forth. It would not surprise me if Paddy like guillotines him, like I said, on a shitty takedown attempt or hits him with a flying knee or something. But this is how I see it go. That whole scenario with the guillotine happens, the failed guillotine happens, and BSD's just hitting him with ground and pound. Maybe in the second or third round, he's just teeing off on him like he did at the end of the Dan Hooker fight. Paddy's covering up, trying to move. He's ground and pounding him for like 20, 25 seconds, and then the ref stops it. They're booing. Paddy jumps up immediately, and he's like, what? What the fuck? I wasn't out. And then everyone just starts saying it was an early stoppage. But yeah, that's how I can see it going. When I say KO, I can't see BSE just like smoking him on the feet. That would surprise me. Also, 100% something I could see. Paddy has pretty good flying knees and uppercuts. I can 100% see him clipping BSD on like a shitty dive takedown where he just runs at you. But yeah, this should be a fucking banger fight. In my opinion, this will be fight of the night, and the winner of this is going to steal the show and either call out Conor McGregor or Ilia Topuria, which would be fucking massive. Super hyped for this fight. BSD, take a fucking shower. Oh my God. Now on to the main event. The pick we're all unfortunately having to make, Holloway by KO. Everyone knows it's going to happen, unfortunately, but here's my bold prediction. I genuinely do think McGregor will wobble and or drop Max in the first round. The crowd is going to go fucking ballistic. Conor's going to start going crazy at him. Max is going to stand up. Conor's going to fucking gas like he always does in the first round, and then Holloway's going to come back with a fucking vicious TKO against the fence where, McGregor drops and it looks kind of like the second Dustin Poirier fight. And obviously, I don't really need to explain this, but bro, McGregor's coming off a 5-year layoff and a catastrophic leg injury. The only other two times we saw this were Chris Weidman and Anderson Silva. Neither of them were ever fucking the same again after. And the entire time Conor's been fucking doing blow and drinking proper 12 and fucking hookers, Max has been fighting the best of the best. Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje. I mean, this is like the cream of the crop lightweights. And he's been doing that the entire time Conor's been gone. And then, like I said, McGregor, he's going to fucking do what he always does. Look good for the first part of the first round, and then he's going to get brutally fucking knocked out. But that's not fun. Let's get into some fun stuff. This is how our boy, yes, our boy McGregor can win this shit. Stay patient and don't throw every technique in the first round. I can already see it in my head. The bell rings. Conor just runs at him with a spinning wheel kick to the head. And then a 1-2. Then he starts walking him down. Bro, you're a counter striker. The best thing you do is counter strike. There's no reason to run at Max Holloway like that. Oh my God. And then this is going to be really important, and I don't know if he can do this. Use calf kicks with that titanium leg. I could be wrong. Has there ever been an instance where someone has been calf kicking or just kicking in general titanium in their leg? I don't know if that'll literally make you kick harder, but I'd have to imagine it will if he can. And like it says right there, Chris Weidman on the Deep Waters pod, he said when he came back against I think Brad Tavares, he said he tried to throw a calf kick after that injury and his mind wouldn't let him. So I really hope that's not the case with Conor, because we've seen with the Volk fights, man, and the Topuria fight too, those calf kicks fuck up Max, and he can't really do anything about it. He can't really check them. He just has to eat them. So if he can start doing that at distance, real good. And then also mix in takedown attempts. Now, when I say that, I don't mean like full on Khamzat Chimaev running double leg. Just mix in the idea of it. A perfect example of this was when Gon fought Pereira. He wasn't doing full on double legs. It's just he was getting close, clinching him, maybe grabbing a leg, and then pushing off. Just putting that idea in Holloway's head. That's going to fuck him up, bro. Because going into this fight, there's no fucking way that Holloway thinks he's going to shoot at all. Even if it's not his intention to actually grapple, just put that in his mind. And then, hell, if there's an advantageous position, maybe you catch him off balance, do double leg him. Get him down and then fucking let him back up. I mean, that will fuck with his head mentally and open up the striking so much. And then also, if he gets near the fence, clinch against the fence and use those shoulder strikes you used in the second Dustin Poirier fight and the Donald Cerrone fight. I'm telling you, those will be money. This fight is at 170, so McGregor should be stronger. And if he can muscle him up against the cage, if he's gassed like he always will be at some point in the fight, that'll help him rest. He can use those shoulder strikes, maybe break a Holloway's nose. And then also incorporate, this goes into him theoretically being able to use his titanium leg, but incorporate more kicks. Stray away from that fucking boxing heavy style that you were using against Dustin Poirier. It's not your specialty, I'm not saying go in like full karate stance like he did against Dustin Poirier the first time, but incorporate more kicks and stray away from that boxing heavy style. Do not fucking go in there and just start trading with Max Holloway with boxing. Like, that is the most fucking idiotic thing you could do. And then also, this doesn't need to be explained. Wait for those counter shots to start unloading your combos. If you start offensively unloading those combos on Max Holloway, he's going to counter you, rock you, and then come back with fucking 30 punches, and you're not going to know how to answer. Wait for him to come forward, counter, and then start using those combos on him to fuck him up. I think it's going to be a real tall task for McGregor to somehow pull this out. But if he can use this game plan, just change it up from what Max thinks is really going to happen, I truthfully believe he can make this fight very interesting. I'm so fucking hyped for this card. I cannot wait for it. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you disagree with my picks.